Number 287, paper 150, the third preaching tour. The two apostolic groups finally met. But when John's disciples tried to enforce a healing ritual, Yeshua's apostles flat out refused. Why did this rift matter? On a Sunday evening in mid-January, Abner and the apostles of John the Baptist arrived in Bethsaida. The next day, they convened a historic joint conference with Andrew and the apostles of Yeshua. Abner's group was based in Hebron, but they traveled periodically to Bethsaida for these important meetings. One of the key topics on the table was a point of practice, anointing the sick with oil during prayers for healing. The disciples of John had always used this ritual and wanted to establish it as a uniform, binding practice for both groups of apostles. However, Yeshua's apostles refused to be tied down by this regulation. They maintained their freedom in ministry practice. Notably, Yeshua himself declined to participate in the debate or impose a ruling, allowing the two groups to wrestle with the tension between tradition and freedom. On Tuesday, the 24 leaders, 12 from each group, were joined by the core group of about 75 tested evangelists at the Zebedee House. This gathering marked the launch of the third and final preaching tour of Galilee, which would last for 7 weeks. The evangelists were sent out in groups of 5 for broader coverage. Yeshua and his 12 mostly traveled together, though the apostles would occasionally go out 2 by 2 to baptize new believers as needed. For nearly 3 weeks, Abner and John's apostles also worked alongside the evangelistic teams, offering advice and performing baptism. Their mission took them across central and southern Galilee one last time to Magdala, Tiberias, Nazareth, and many villages and cities, revisiting old grounds and reaching new ones. This tour represented the final concentrated effort to bring the message of the kingdom to the heart of Galilee before the focus of the mission would shift. Is a ritual necessary for healing, or is faith enough? What do you think? Should practices be uniform, or is spiritual freedom more important? Appreciate your comment below. See you again tomorrow. Take care, and God bless.